Mel finished spinning yarns to weave on her loom. She made beautiful rollags on the blending board with wools and silk waste, and she's going to be plying this yarn into a 2-ply that she'll weave on her rigid heddle loom. We've had this wagon since Alfheim was about 2. It's been in our friend's barn at a farm for a long time. If you've been watching for a while, you've seen me painting the chassis. A while ago I had the chassis in the workshop and I was painting it in there. And we worked on the top of the wagon at the barn. We gave it a new coat of paint and it has a new canvas. Once I'd finished painting and decorating the chassis, it went up to our friend's barn and it's been put together with the top of the wagon, and now it's on its way home. And now that it's home, I'm going to start the massive job of painting flowers on it and decorating it, because at the moment it's all black, the woodwork, and I'm going to put bright colourful flowers onto the black paint to brighten it up. We had to get the wagon off the trailer and then winch it up the land to where it goes. We work together with our friend. Luke has a fractured elbow, so we have to be really careful at the moment what he's doing so that he doesn't injure it further. But we worked together and got the wagon into its place. If you subscribe to our channel, you can click the notification bell to know when our next videos come out. And if you like the video, please remember to put a like on it, because that helps other people to find the video as well. Thank you so much. the Wagon's home, I thought that we could have tea in the wagon and a little bit of crafts in the wagon. I thought I'd make this little feature as part of the vlogs. It might not always be in every one, but I'll try and do it as often as I can, as a little feature where we can all work on our work in progress together. Kind of like a crafty get together. Some of you said in the comments that you liked sitting quiet with the vlog and enjoying making things yourself while watching the vlog, doing your knitting or making things that you like to make. And I thought it would be really nice to add a little feature to the end of the vlog sometimes, and this is a part of the video where we can create together, kind of. I'm going to be working on a work in progress, and I thought I'd invite you to get your own work in progress if you want to join in, and a pot of tea or coffee or whatever you like to have, and that we can sort of create together a little bit, just for a little while. So yeah, I just thought it was so nice that some of you like to do your crafts while watching the vlogs, and that's a nice sort of feeling of company. So I thought this would be nice to add into the videos. Usually when I'm working on crafts in the videos, or when Alfheim's working on crafts in the videos, I put just a small amount of it into the video. So I'll put a clip in, and then I often speed things up a little bit here and there and kind of change it about a bit, and some of it won't be in real time. So this part, when I'll be talking for a while, it's a bit of time for a podcast, but in the wagon. And then when I work on my work in progress, it would just be for sort of a few minutes, 5 minutes or something like that, but I'll do it all in real time, and just some quiet time together creating. If you'd like to join in with working on your work in progress, then you can pause the video and make yourself a cup of tea and get your project that you are currently working on. I've got lots of work in progress, but I've just picked one for today. So what's the piece that you're working on if you join in with this? What works in progress have you got unfinished that you'd like to get finished and work on? What kind of craft is it? Let me know in the comments, and it'll be really nice to see what you're all doing and have more of a bit of an interactive time with our craft projects. It'll be really lovely to hear from you. It's been absolutely lovely reading everybody's comments. There's been such lovely comments. Thank you all so much. This piece of quilting that I'm working on is a cushion cover that, if you've been watching for a while, then you'll know that I started this probably about a year ago now, and it's still in progress, and it's patchworked from all scraps of fabrics, little leftover bits and bobs that I put together and patchworked on my grandmother's Singer sewing machine. It's a hand-turned sewing machine. Me and Alfheim have been quilting it together. So I didn't have any wadding at the time, so I used a piece of sort of felty fabric, and it's worked absolutely fine as a wadding. And we've been quilting all different patterns onto it. Hopefully the camera will pick it up, but we've got some little stars here, and then we've got leaves there, and little squares there, and some just straight stitch, running stitch, and then Alfheim's done triangles there, and she did all these little rainbow French knots all across here, and she's carried on quilting all the way across here. This is all Alfheim's work as well, and she's done a lot of the corners, the running stitch. Some of these pieces of cloth are really, really old. Some of them I've literally had for I don't know how many years, but like since I was 20, something like that, and some of them even a bit younger than that, and they're just favourite little bits of fabric that I wanted to use for something nice, and then haven't done anything with them. So I thought I'd make this cushion cover for our living room to go on the sofa. So this is what I'm going to be working on this time, and yeah, I have got lots of works in progress. So I thought this would be a good time as well to do a little angel card, because I haven't done one of those for a long time. I used to like to pick out an angel card in some of the videos, so I'll do that again. And I also used to talk a little bit about the book I was reading at the time. So in occasional vlogs I've spoken about a really nice book that's lovely to read. This is what me and Alfheim were reading last night. It's called Tales of the Old Woodlanders. And it's not in this vlog, it will go into the next vlog, but we started work at the Historic Textile Museum. It's an old weaving factory, and I'll tell you more about the weaving factory in the next vlog. But while we were there on our first day at work there, we were there to demonstrate weaving and spinning to people looking around the museum. And a lady who watches, her name's Sarah, she came in with some books, and she gave us this book and some other craft books, and I thought this one was so lovely. Started reading it straight away. I love the cover of it, and it's all stories of families who lived in woodlands, doing all kinds of woodland crafts like hurdle making, and coppicing, and all kinds of different woodland crafts and woodwork. I haven't got far through it yet, I've only read the first bit with Alfheim. It's really nice old stories about real people who worked the woodlands in the past. It's by Valerie Porter. It's really, really lovely to meet you, Sarah, and thank you so much for the books. They're really lovely. And we've been really enjoying starting reading this one. Well, what book are you enjoying reading at the moment? Have you got a favourite book that you're reading right now? I brought with me a pot of tea. I like to make tea from the plants, fresh from the garden or from the wild. I've made a tea today of, it's partly wild and partly cultivated. I've got some chocolate mint in the herb garden, and my mum bought me the chocolate mint plant. I've put a bunch of that in with a bunch of cleavers, which is the, I think some people call it sticky weed, or is it called goosegrass sometimes? I'm not sure. It's the one that's got like little star shaped rosettes of leaves, and it's sticky. If you throw it at someone's jumper, it will stick to it. It's really good for the lymphatic system. I love teapots and I love tea cozies, and I've got quite a few tea cozies that I've made, and this is one that I knitted to fit this teapot. It's an old vintage teapot. I'm pretty sure it's Cornish, this teapot. It's just one that I found in a charity shop, and that's the angel card I've picked out. It's this pack of cards. Before I start on my quilting, I thought I'd just show you a project that I've just finished. So I've just finished working on this book. Actually, there's two books. This is one of them. I filled up my little art journal, and I'll do a flip through of the art journals. I've got another one as well that's finished. I'll do a flip through in another video. But it's a little art journal that I made. It is a tutorial that I've done for Patreon, so it is on Patreon in 3 of the tiers. The project along tutorials are available, but yeah, this is something that we made together, and it's a little journal that's really nice to just do a page in whenever you've got a minute. I do collage or a little bit of drawing or a little bit of writing, and painting, and just whatever I feel like I put into my art journals. So I'll do a flip through of the finished one soon, but this is a new art journal that I've made. So at the moment it doesn't have anything going on inside it apart from a few painted pages here and there. I'll just show you. Yeah, there's a couple of painted pages, but most of the pages inside are blank. ready for me to work into. It's got one of the little prints on it from the vlog where me and Alfheim were carving lino. I can't remember which vlog it is, but I'll find it and I'll put a link to it in the description. Yeah, so we bought some lino and we bought some tools to cut lino because Alfheim had been asking to do that. So we got hold of some from a local shop and we started carving lino blocks for printing. And this is one of the ones that Alfheim carved. She carved the moon and I carved the stars, and then I printed them together and put it on the book. So I've got a bit of work to do on the back page. I'm going to add to that, but the front page is finished and it's all bound. And then this is the other book that I finished binding as well. I did two at the same time. So the front cover. I've done it quite different to the last journal. That's my last journal, more like a traditional book shape. But this one I just did the binding across the middle. And that's another lino one that I cut, and I cut the little stars and printed those around it. And again, that's just got a few painted pages inside. It's also got a few of the eco prints that we did, was it last, yeah, it must have been last summer, and that's in another vlog, so I'll put a link to that vlog as well. It was on a hand dyeing day that we did on the campfire, and we eco printed with some leaves on the paper, and so there's a few of those in there. There's another one. I put the planer, some of the prints came out really strongly with the leaves, but I didn't put those in here because I wanted to be able to write over it, so I just wanted the ones that have just got some nice variegated colour and tone in the pages so that I can write over the top of it. And I'll use the ones with the strong leaf prints in something else, or maybe on a cover of another book. Somewhere where I don't need to write on it or draw on it. And when I do another tea in the wagon, I'd love to read out a few of your comments of what you're working on and what you're reading, to share it and sort of have more togetherness in this part of the video. I don't think I've got anything else to show you. I'm just going to work on my quilting for a little bit. Many thanks to all our patrons. Your membership on our Patreon craft community really helps these videos to be made. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching, and thanks to all subscribers. In our next vlog, we're working at a historic textile museum, and there's new weavings on the rigid heddle looms, and more hand spinning and crafts and working on the land.